Right, so now I'm recording. This is an app that has been something that has interested me for a long time. Let's just see, I see I'm there. Can we make, Diana, you might have to make me another co-host with the new version of me that is joined. There we go. And now I'm co-host, so I can go to share screen. All right, so this is an app that I have on my phone. There is one for Apple and one for Android. Yes, Edward.
Oh, just before we do, I see. I also wanted to know if I wanted to record something. I see it when if I click the bottom, it says, "Please ask the host to give you permission to record." Do I have to do? Is that all right?
Click on it and see what happens.
Nothing happens. It just sits there. Please ask the host to give you permission to record.
So Diana would have to, because she's the host, she would have to be able to give you permission to record the session. But now what happens is if you record it, then it's just going to record the same thing that we're recording, but it's going to put it on a folder on your PC.
Okay, but I'm just talking in general, though. If I'm looking at another program, I would like to know how to do or to record it if I want to.
Okay. So we will chat about that next week. I will talk about screen recording and all that sort of thing. I'm just going to make a note of that in the other document. All right.
Okay, thanks.
So one app that I've downloaded, which has been very helpful to me, not how to order food very quickly, not how to calculate the time and day in another country. It's this one over here. It's called Skyview. Now on the Android, it's Skyview free, and on the Apple, it's Skyview Lite. So I'm going to open it up. And I'm going to just turn my phone this way so you can see what's going on. And what happens is it opens up your phone and it uses augmented reality to superimpose all the stars and the constellations around you. So in my office right now, if I want to know where Aries is, if I hold my phone up, it's showing me where Aries is. If I move my phone this way, as I start moving it, the next constellation pops up. So I can see the various constellations. Over here, I can see where North is. And what is even more interesting is if I do a search, I click on the magnifying glass on the top right-hand corner, and I say, I'm looking for something in the solar system, top one. I'm looking for Venus. Where's Venus right now? Now it shows me an arrow. I must keep moving, 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 moving. Where's Venus? Oh, no, I passed Venus. There. Right now, there is Venus. And there are a couple of things actually next to each other with Venus. There's Venus right there. And it also shows me the path that Venus is going to take. So at 9:36, Venus is moving all the way down. Oh, no, that was where it was. At 9:36, the dotted line is where it's moving there. It will be over there at 11:40, 50, if I keep going. And around about 1 o'clock in the afternoon, it's going to be up there. Of course, I'm not going to see it at 1 o'clock in the afternoon because it's daytime. But at nighttime, if you want to know where the International Space Station is, let's do that. Let's do a search for satellites. International Space Station. There it is. No, that's not. That's Hubble Space Telescope, which isn't working at the moment. But if I move all the way down, I'm looking. Here's the International Space Station right here. So it tells me a little bit about it if I want to know, but it tells me that it's going to be moving all the way up here. And that allows me to A, track the space station, and B, find it in the night sky. So it's a very simple app to use. You just have to click on the search to say what you're looking for. If you're looking for specific nebulae or galaxies or the brightest satellites, it doesn't only have to be the International Space Station. It can be Hubble telescope. Maybe you're looking for stars in particular. You're looking for stars. These are specific names of stars that you might not know or think of. These are star clusters. So if you are into astronomy, there'll be a time where, for example, let's do this. There will be a time where something is happening in the night sky. It could be that Hubble telescope is passing us at 10 o'clock at night. It could be that the International Space Station is coming past Cape Town at, I don't know, 8 o'clock at night. And you want to know where to spot it. And let me tell you, not only will this app help you find it in the night sky so you know what you're looking for, but very interesting is that you can actually see the International Space Station moving. And if you take your cell phone camera and you take a video, but you zoom in and zoom in and zoom in as much as you can, it'll be quite pixelated, but you can actually see the shape of the International Space Station. And not only that, but you know, sometimes we have these things called comets, and sometimes we have these things called meteor showers. And as soon as they pop up, it gets added to that app, and you can locate them very easily by just moving your app. And it uses the GPS location on your phone to know exactly where you are and what you are pointing at. And that's how it can actually tell you in real time where those things are and how to track them. So what I like about it is that if you're looking for the moon, because it's supposed to be a full moon, not only can you find the moon, but you can follow its path and where it should be each minute. So that helps you to know that there are going to be trees in a mountain, but in 7 minutes, it's going to be past the mountain. And a lot of people find that very useful. So that is an app for people to explore at night. You'll notice that I was able to see the constellation of the International Space Station during the day, and it was on the floor. That means it was that part of Earth where they were. So if I move my phone at night, hopefully by then they've actually moved around us and are actually visible at night. So you can follow any planet when they say, oh my word, did you see that Mercury and Venus are now aligned? You're probably going to look at Mercury and realize, no, they're not. But in a couple of hours, the two paths will certainly converge and you will be able to see them. So it is a free app and definitely something that has been very helpful to me when I'm trying to observe something in the night sky and I never know where to look. This will help you to actually locate and identify some of the planets. And what happens is it superimposes that image over your actual camera view. So if you have trees and a house in the way, you'll know that behind it, there is the moon. And if you just wait, the path of the moon will follow up that way. So at 10:06, if you keep looking, you will see the moon up there, and then you can just take a photograph if you need to. Or if you've got a telescope, then you can certainly identify it. So that was Skyview or Skyview Lights.
So Steve, I've gone onto my app and there's no Skyview or Skyview Light. There's Sky Map or Star Tracker or Star Finder.
Okay. So if you can't find it, let me just check something quickly. Skyview free app. Here we go. I'll share the link with you in the chat. That's for Android. And let's see if I can find Skyview for, here we go. This looks like the one on App Store. So you can check those out and see if you can install that on your phone. And SkyMap, I do have SkyMap as well. And SkyMap is a great one. SkyMap allows you to do very, very similar things. It's a slightly different interface, but it does work in a very similar manner. And these are the things that, you know, if you are amazed at anything from a space point of view, and the average person, when they tell you that you will see the meteor shower 4 degrees to the north, that means nothing to most people. They don't know where to look. So where's the north and how many degrees, what's degrees? So here you can literally type in what you're searching for and then just point your phone and it'll have an arrow directing you where to look. And as soon as you land on the object, you can also follow its path of which way it's moving. And that just makes life a little bit easier for you in terms of searching for those sorts of things. Did you have a bit more luck there, Diana?
I haven't done it now.
Okay, all right. But the links are there in the chat for you to have a look at. All right. This next thing is one of my favorites. And it's going to take up a bit of time because we're going to play a quiz. And then I'm going to show you how to make one. So what you're going to need to do is open up a browser. That means either Google Chrome or Safari or Firefox or Opera, whichever browser you would be using to go on to search for things in Google. And you're going to type the following: Kahoot.it. What I'll do is I'll put it on a page for you, and then that will make life a little bit easier for you. Let's go like this. Let's go to new, and it's Kahoot.it. And I'll share that on my screen. So you basically need to go to Kahoot.
Where was that? Well, not out, locked up or something.
Okay, so you're going to go onto a browser and you're going to go to Kahoot.it, Kahoot it. And when you are there, I mean, you can use your, if you are using your computer to sign in, then you would use your cell phone to do the browsing, unless you move out of the Zoom call and you open up another browser window. And that's absolutely fine. And once you've done that, I'm going to give you a PIN code so that when you get the PIN code, you're going to be able to join the quiz. When you join the quiz, whichever device you are using, whether it be your computer or your cell phone or your iPad, wherever you typed in the PIN code, that is going to be your remote control to submit your answers. You're not going to click on the screen during the Zoom call, because all I'm doing is I'm showing you the questions with the Zoom call. The actual responses are going to have to come from wherever you signed in. And I will demonstrate that by giving you a practice question when we do start the quiz. So once you've signed into Kahoot.it, you can also download the Kahoot app on your phone or on your iPad. It works very nicely. And I'm going to go to, let's find my Kahoot over here. I have the Kahoot. And I'm going to share my screen. And I'm going to click on, make sure that, let's see, personalized learning is off. Let your Bitmoji, that's fine. Show questions on the player's device. Yes, I want that. That's all good. That's perfect. Okay, I'm ready to start. So your PIN code is going to be 887389. So when you've typed in your PIN code, it's going to ask you for a nickname. And you'll type in your nickname and your name will pop up on the screen. Now, I was doing a Kahoot 3 weeks ago, 4 Kahoot, and we had 6,000 participants. So Didi is in, ET is in. Estelle, that was quick. I see you went to go fetch your device. We'll see who else is going to join us. Hajira is in. And what I like about this is that you can see the names of the players, you know who's in, and this is almost like a very interactive quiz because you are the ones that have to supply the answer by using your device. So it's not like, and I suppose if you don't know the answer, you can always guess the answer as well. So let's just have a look to see if anyone else is going to join. Don't be shy, Felicity. If you want to join, you can. Hillel and Philippa, you are welcome to join. Angela and Sybil, you just have to open up a browser page like Chrome or Safari or whichever one you use to search the internet. Type in kahoot.it and then you put this number in over here. So what I will do is, let me stop sharing. I'm going to join with my phone and show you what it looks like with the app as well. So let's join the call again. Will I be co-host automatically? No, I think you might have to make me co-host again, please, Diana. I should be right at the bottom of the list there. There we go. So I'm going to share my screen. So one way you can do it is you can open up your browser. There is a browser over here. And I'm going to type in kahoot.it. And it opens up a page that looks like this. Nice and easy. I'll go and put the PIN code in. Let me see if I've got the PIN code over here. The PIN code is 887389. Enter. And then you'll notice I'm going to put my nickname in. I'll put here Steve. Bless you. And before I push OK, go, I'm going to share my screen over here. So when I push OK, go, Steve automatically joins the game. And I think that is quite cool that you can actually see it says you're in, see your nickname on the screen. Yes, I do. So let's pretend we're playing with the 4 of us. And the way it works is I'm going to click on start. And this is CJSA trivia, 40s, 50s, and 60s. Right, the first question is, what does CJSA stand for? You've got 20 seconds. If you know the answer, type it on your device. You're going to push whichever color you think is the correct answer. All 4 answers came in before the 20 seconds was up, so the round ended. If we don't have all 4 answers in by the time the time is up, then it will just end, and whichever answers came in, those are the ones that get points. And let's have a look at our scoreboard at the moment. Well done, Didi, Hajira, Steve, and ET. That is our leaderboard at the moment, but now it's going to get interesting. Are you ready? These iconic skirts were called what? And I don't know why they gave 120 seconds per question. Now, well, I can always skip the round. So I'll give you 30 seconds to think about it. What were those skirts called? Were they called poodle skirts, puppy skirts, circle skirts, or long skirts? 4 answers, 5 answers are in. Remember that the pin code is always on the bottom right-hand corner of the screen in case you want to join a little bit later. And I'm going to skip that. And of course, they were called poodle skirts. Did you know that? I did not know that. So let's have a look at our leaderboard. Woo! Hajira has now moved up into top place with Didi coming in second, Steve coming in third, and ET coming in fourth. FK, I'm sure you'll be there. You just have to maybe get 1 or 2 right. And our next quiz question. The generation of babies born in the 50s and 60s are called? What are they called? Are they called new baby generation, baby boom, old baby, or baby blast? I should answer that one. Oh, all 5 answers are in. Let's have a look. Baby boom is correct, which means you all got it right. But remember, the quicker you answer, the more points you score. So let's have a look at our leaderboard. Woo! ET is in and Toot is now in as well. Let me warn you, Hajira has got an answer streak of 3 correct in a row. So she is on fire. But that means nothing because any of these questions could change it. Who am I? Who is that person? Is it Helen Williams, Madam Walker, Rosa Parks, or Ruby Harris? Do you know who she is? The 5 answers are in. I'll give you another 10 seconds. And let's have a look. 2 of you got it right. It is indeed Rosa Parks. She was the one who refused to move from her seat on the bus. And FK has now moved into 3rd place. DD is still there, but let me tell you the difference between DD and FK, very, very small. That could change at any moment. When did World War II end? Do you know which year it ended? Was it in 45? Was it in 53? Was it in 56? Or 1940? We'll give you another 10 seconds to think about it. And of course, 1945. All of you knew that. And all of you got points. Hajira has got 5 correct in a row. So Hajira, you're quite good with this general knowledge, but maybe not all of these questions. What about this? What famous band is this? Oh boy, that might be a little bit too easy, I think. And generally, I can tell when the questions are easy, when I hear the answers coming in like pop, 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 then I know that most people are getting it correct. I'll give you another 5 seconds. And all of you got it correct. You knew it was the Beatles. Maybe there'll be a question that Hajiri doesn't know. What is the title of this famous song? Oh, is it called God Only Knows, Wouldn't It Be Nice, Kokomo, or Good Vibrations? Well, how are we supposed to know? Maybe they were playing the song. Doesn't really help, does it? So guess. You can guess the song. Normally they would play a YouTube video. I didn't even check this quiz to see if the questions were appropriate or if they had the right things in. And that's why I was going to show you how to make a quiz so that you don't have this sort of situation. When you're running a quiz and it says, what is the correct title of the song? And all of a sudden they're not even playing the song for you. All right, well, let's have a look. It was actually called Good Vibrations. So I think that the song Good Vibrations has got some of these words in, and a lot of people might think that those are the name of the song, but actually it is Good Vibrations. Oh, Hajira knew that. Let's have a look now. What famous movie is the scene from? And once again, they're not playing the video. So whoever set up this quiz did a lousy job. So we'll skip that question because that wouldn't be fair. Let's have a look here. Finish the slogan. Be sociable and have a... Be sociable and have a... Is it a Pepsi, Sprite, Coca-Cola, or Diet Soda? So this is obviously a tagline from a soft drink from years back. And it was the Pepsi one, not the Coke one. Oh, Hijiri did not know that. Did he? FK, ET, and Toot did. Let's have a look. Who won the 1960 presidential election? Was it Truman, Eisenhower, Nixon, or JFK? And it was indeed JFK. Woo! Look at that. FK has now moved to second place. ET is there, Didi and Toot. Who is this famous heavyweight boxing champion from the 1940s? Well, you don't know if you can't see his picture. So you could choose a heavyweight boxing champion from the 1940s. Would it be Sugar Ray Robinson, Jake LaMotta, Joe Louis, or Rocky Graziano? And it would have been Joe Louis. So what I can say is that there is a major fault with this quiz. They're not putting in the videos and the pictures and the images and the sounds that you need to actually answer some of these questions. So some of them are just guesses. And when I go through the quiz on how to make one, I'll show you exactly what we'll do. So we'll just do 2 more questions, and then we're going to go into how to make a proper quiz. Which famous singer is this? Now you can see her picture.
Who's that, Sue?
Is that Aretha Franklin? Is it Tina Turner? Is it Etta James or Dionne Warwick?
It's Aretha Franklin.
And it is Aretha Franklin, the Queen of Soul. Let's have a look. FK has moved up. We've got Toot, ET, and Didi. Hajira is still leading. Let's do another question. What style of music was the most popular in the 1940s? Hip hop, pop, rock, or jazz? Well, I know it couldn't have been hip hop. Jazz was the correct answer. All of you got points there. Let's do another one. Oh, we got a couple more. Let's do them all. Who created the first successful polio vaccine? Was it Edward Jenner, Jonas Salk, James Parkinson, or Charles R. Drew? And of course, it was Jonas Salk. Believe it or not. Oh, Toot has now moved up very close to Hajira. Will they be able to beat Hajira at the end? What famous baseball player did Marilyn Monroe marry in the 1950s? Even I know that one. And of course, it was Joe DiMaggio. Well done. Outstanding. And the last question, who am I? Who is that? I think most of you got it. And they said quick, but they gave you a minute. That's not how I play my games. All right, let's have a look at our final leaderboard. In third place, we have ET. Well done, ET. In second place, we have Toot. And in first place, we have Hajira. Woo! Well done, well done. In fourth and fifth, we had Didi and FK. Well done, you were the runners-up. Outstanding. Now, There are a couple of things we could do with this particular game. Number one is I can view a full report of exactly which questions each person got right and wrong. That is very helpful for a teacher, where you can do a maths quiz or an English quiz or a science quiz, and then you can actually download the full spreadsheet of exactly how each student did and what their score was, where their mistakes were. That helps the teacher to identify problem areas. What you can do is you can play again. And what is interesting is that I often use the play again feature because it signs you in all automatically, and the previous version of yourself plays as a ghost. And your goal is to beat the best player from the previous game. And of course, if we go through all the questions and the answers after each question, if I explain the answer, when we play again, you're going to find it very easy, purely because you now know the answers. And then you'll hear the popcorn sound because the answers come in much quickly. And I find that what is even more interesting is that when you play this in a class, there are going to be some kids, the Hijiras, who get everything right, and they get it right very quickly. And all the other kids are like, oh, it's not fair. But if I had to play this again, and if I click on play again in ghost mode, you see, you won't have to sign in. Your ghosts are already there. You are already there. What I will notice is that if I click on start, watch what happens. What does CJSA stand for? And the answers will come in. These were the original answers of the original players. But if you guys are actually answering these questions, what will happen is we want to see, if I go to the leaderboard, now look at that. Toot. In the original game, DD was first. Toot, you are now faster than all the other people in the previous game. So what you've done is you've just shown that learning has taken place. Let's try that again. These iconic skirts were called what? And a lot of you were taking your time in the first game, but I've already got 5 answers now. And if I click skip, 7 answers, and 7 answers are both your ghost and you. If I look, last time only 1 person got it correct. Now look what's happened. Toot is now in the lead, faster than Hijira was in the previous game. Hijira, your previous version of you, is still beating you. And what is interesting is that now all of a sudden Toot has taken what they have learned and they are now applying it. So when I play this game, I will often get the students to play it in ghost mode again. And when you do that, it enables all those kids who don't always get everything right the first time to now play a meaningful role in the game. So that was not a great illustration of Kahoot for 3 reasons. 1, you were given 2 minutes per question. That is too long. I would say 20, 30 seconds is a great amount of time. And if it's a very quick question, like who is this person, I would only give 10 seconds because then you're really under pressure. Number 2, there are various forms of questions that you can ask. And those kinds of questions are generally multiple choice, multiple select, true and false, puzzle questions. And I'm going to demonstrate those kinds of questions to you. I'm going to go along to a demonstration that I did recently. Let's see if I can find my Flexing Fridays, because once you've seen how to create this, it's going to blow your mind. So, well, let me start off by showing you how to create one, and then I'm going to show you how it should work. All right. So let's go to share screen. So I sign into Kahoot. You actually have to sign up so that you are in the community. It is the free version is very basic, but it works, does all those kinds of things. I've got a premium version because I use it every single week. Every month I run a quiz for the Museum of Mathematics. Next weekend, I'm running a quiz for the Maths Festival for the Museum of Mathematics in New York. So I use this all the time, plus I do it with my classes. So what I'm going to show you is I'm going to click on the create button on the top right-hand corner. And I'm going to click on create a new Kahoot. Okay, so here's my blank canvas. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start by typing a question. Who is the director of CJSA? Now I'm going to put in my answers. Is it Hajira? Is it Monique? Oops. Monique. Is it Amanda? Or is it Diana? Now, I'm going to add media. If I click over here, I can either upload an image of that person, or I can go to Image Library. Image Library are free, royalty-free photographs for you to use in a quiz. So I'm going to type in director. Let's see what images they give me for director. Oh, I like this. A director's chair. That's very nice. So now I've added the director's chair. How long do I want to give them? I'm going to give them only 10 seconds. I'm not going to give you a long time to answer. Standard points or double points or no points. I'm going to go with standard points. And there is only one answer. So I'm going to tick Diana, and that is the correct answer. Let's go to the next question. I'm going to go add question. Do I want a true or false question? Let's do a true or false question. CJSA offers technology classes online. True or false? The correct answer is true. I'm going to add media here from the image library, the word technology. Let's have a look. Oh, that's a fancy one. There we go. 10 seconds as well. I think a minute would be way too long. And that's an easy question, so people should be able to get it. I'm going to go to add another question. Here I want to type an answer. Right. Maybe I want to know which month will we be going into approximately 19 days from today? So I'm going to add media. Let's just choose month. Maybe there's something over here that'll help. Calendar. That would be beautiful. And the answer is going to be August. But some people might not spell August that way. So I'm going to add in August like this. And I do this because I don't want spelling to be the obstacle. So when you're working with young kids, they don't always get the spelling right. Sometimes I'm putting in an answer and it might be a word that is generally misspelled. So I will give you the two options. So if you type in either one, you will still get the answer. So for example, let's say the answer was 100. I would put the number 100. I would also put the word 100. I would also put the word 100. So there'll be three different ways of putting in the answer of 100 because I don't want you to type in the word 100 and then it's only got the number 100 and then you don't get the answer correct. So you want to make sure that everyone is able to get more than one or two options, just so that when they type in their answer, they still get the correct answer if they got it right. And 30 seconds is round about the right amount of time, purely because we want to make sure that you can still type in the answer and submit it. And let's add another question. There's going to be a puzzle question. And the puzzle question is going to be where you have to arrange things in order. Arrange the following holidays in order. Valentine's Day, that will come first. That's in February. April Fools, that's in April. After that, I would go with how about Halloween? That's normally around about October. And then I'd put here New Year's Eve. Okay, so there I've put them in the actual order that you need to answer. And for questions, add media, add image. I'm going to choose holidays. Yeah, no, none of these jumping out. I didn't even put Christmas in. All right, well, let's just pick that one over there. There we go. So you could put Hanukkah, you could put it whatever you like. And this is a minute long. A minute is enough time to be able to answer the questions. So now let's pretend that that's what I wanted to do. Those were my questions. I click on done. Let's give it a title. I'm going to call it CJSA Creation. And a description. This is a sample of questions. Continue. It's just validating it to make sure that all my things are correct. Yes, it is right. We're going to play it now. Click on teach. I'm going to make sure show questions on and answers on player's device. Originally, you would have to see the questions on my screen and then click on your device to input your answer. Now, they've added the switch over here that you can now make sure that everyone can see the question and answer on their device. All right, so we're going to get started. You're going to go into kahoot.it. You're going to, we only need one or two people just to join in. And your new PIN code is 3611147. So let's see if anyone can join. You're going to go to kahoot.it. And if I can, I see Kitty's in. We'll take one more name just so that you can see how these questions work. And Didi's in. All right. And of course, the PIN code will stay at the bottom right-hand corner of the screen when we are playing the game as well, should you want to join a little bit later. And this is a Kahoot by me. And it's a CJSA creation. And question number 1 is, who is the director of CJSA? You've only got 10 seconds. Oh, that was very quick. And Diana, the answers came in very quickly. Let's have a look. Well done, Kitty. Well done, Diana. I'm assuming, Diana, you are Didi. Maybe.
Yeah.
Next question, true or false? CJSA offers technology classes. Oh, that was very quick. Can you now start to see the dynamics of this game? Because there's a shorter time span and because the questions are varied, it certainly does add interest to the game. Oh, it's close, very close. Even though you guys know the answers, it's still very close. Right, type the answer over here. Which month will we be going into approximately 19 days from today? So now what you're going to do is you're going to type in your answer and then click the submit button. And both of them got August. Let's have a look. The correct answers were August. Both of you chose this one. Well done. Well, you typed it in, not chose it. And then, of course, Didi, you got an answer streak of 3. I thought Kitty would also have that. Question number 4, arrange the following holidays in order. So now what you do is you drag and drop them from earliest to latest. And if you're on a device, then it would be from top to bottom. If you are just using a web page, it would be from left to right. You would actually click on the little block and drag it into the order and then click submit. Hence why you would need a minute to submit your answer. It takes about 30 seconds for people to work out the correct answer, drag and drop them, and look at that. Was that 100%? No, no one got it right. Valentine's Day, April Fool's, Halloween, then New Year's Eve. I don't think anyone got that one right. Let's have a look. And our podium. We had no one in third place. In second place, we had Didi. And of course, in first place, we had Kitty. Well done, well done. So what you saw there was how easy it is to create a quiz. But now I'm going to show you something that's going to blow your mind. Be prepared to be absolutely amazed. So I'm going to go like this. I'm going to share my screen. Let's pretend you are one of the organizers at CJSA. This is something that you could do with your family. Let's say, for example, you want to know, let's say it's someone's 80th birthday. You can ask a whole bunch of questions about that person, and you can invite all the family from around the world to join in, and they can actually answer the question. So I recently had someone, it was their 80th birthday, and they wanted a trivia question. We did something like 100 questions. They had family from all over the world joining in, all generations. So I mixed the questions so that everyone would have a fair chance. And they absolutely loved it. So much so that one of the other family members had an anniversary, and they decided to employ my services to do an anniversary quiz. And they invited all their friends to join in on that. So you can obviously use it for recreational purposes. CJSA could do a Jewish history quiz of the month. It might be trivia question of the month, but you're probably going to think to yourself, well, you know, maybe I would like to do a Yiddish quiz. So what I would do is I'd click on where it says discover on the top left, and I'm going to type in over here Yiddish. And look at that. This is a Yiddish quiz, 22 questions. Let's have a look at this quiz quickly. What does Yiddish literally mean? Where are Ashkenazi Jews from? What language does Yiddish integrate? When did Yiddish become a language? I'm liking these questions. Ooh. Okay, I like these questions. If I want to just check, I can actually look at the options. Is a baba a grandfather, grandmother, chutzpah? Does it mean a clumsy person, a crazy, ridiculous, or insane, or nerve, arrogance, and confidence? Oh, I like this quiz. So they've even got Yiddish terms. So let's say I like this quiz a lot. I then click on these 3 dots. I'm going to click on duplicate. And you know what it's done? It's added this quiz under my quizzes, and I'm going to click on edit. I'm going to change that to CJSA Yiddish quiz. Let's have a look. I'm happy with the way that looks. Let's go to, there's no media here. Let's add a picture. Let's go to Yiddish. Maybe there's a nice something with Yiddish. Okay, I'll add that picture. Just as long as it adds something to the quiz. Where are Ashkenazis from? So maybe what I might do is add an image just for fun. There we go. That gives them a little bit of a hint. What languages does Yiddish integrate? So I want to add something for languages. So can you see what I'm doing? I'm taking a quiz that was already there. I am literally enhancing it. This one, I'm going to make it double points instead of standard points. And I might say, you know what? You can't just put Bubba. It's Boba, first of all, because that was done in America. So what does the Yiddish word Boba mean? Now you see what I'm doing? I'm fixing up this quiz to make sure that it actually is correct. And over here, I might just put a question mark. So then it's not such a bland question. And I might actually add in auntie, uncle, just to make it interesting. So you can adjust a quiz that already exists. And when you are done, it validates it to make sure that all the answers have got it. Every question's got an answer, all done. And now if I go and play this, it's now called the CJSA Yiddish quiz. And guess what? If I look at the questions, you'll start to see what does the Yiddish word Boba mean. I've fixed it up. Now they've got images where the questions where the pictures should be. So you can actually help and give clues. And what I think is quite cool about this is that you can create a quiz very easily, but there was one more feature that I want to show you, which I think is amazing. And if I go back to edit this quiz, let's say I want to add one more question. I want to add it just after here. Add a question. I'm going to type in where it's got search for questions, Yiddish. And what it does, it searches all the other quizzes in the library that have actually got the word Yiddish in. What is Yiddish? A shtetl. I'm going to add that question. Boom. And right now, that question is in my quiz. If you have a look over here, I just added shtetl. I'm not sure if I would use an explosion. I'm going to remove that picture. I'm going to add media. This time I'm going to upload an image. So I'm not using one from the library. I'm just going to use one from my computer. I'll just put it in over there. There we go. There's a picture of my friend Nicole Stott, the astronaut. And you now have to choose what that word could mean. And it is done, saved. So you can adjust questions. You can add questions. You can use questions from other quizzes that have already been in existence. It can take you 15 minutes to put together a big quiz. If you are creating one on your own, it could take you 5 minutes if you just reuse someone else's and just rename it and maybe do a few touch-ups and remove 1 or 2 questions and add 1 or 2 questions. So the flexibility is entirely yours. But what is really cool is that if I am playing Kahoot and I'm streaming it live on Facebook or YouTube, even if you are not in the Zoom call, if you are watching it, you can sign in with the PIN code and you can play that Kahoot while the event is going on. So it is a fun game. It's easy to interact. It's very simple. And more importantly, I think it's a great tool for organizations to run social events. And if you play the games that I play, they get quite intense. The kids get very excited about it. I often use a couple of special effects inside the Kahoot that the premium version offers me, but the free version does all the things I showed you today, and it's very easy to create. I think the free version allows you to have up to 100 players in a game, which is a lot of players. The premium version allows you 2,000. So you can imagine that that's quite a useful thing. So today, that was what I wanted to show you. You got to learn an app that allows you to study the night sky and identify space, satellites, star constellations and stuff like that, and planets, and also a wonderful platform called Kahoot that enables you to do fun quizzes. And of course, it is free, which is one of our favorite words. And not only that, but very easy to use. And I think that a lot of people will derive enjoyment if, for example, CJSA was opting to run a monthly trivia quiz, then people would obviously download the app, and then it's probably easier that way. Then they just type in the PIN code and they're ready to go. So whenever I do events, because a lot of the people are doing it monthly, I don't have to explain to them how to sign into Kahoot. They're already asking me, when do we get the PIN? We want the PIN. They want to sign in straight away. And they want to see their name up on the screen so that they know that they've actually signed in. And I think that that's what is so cool about the game. It takes the old pub quiz style of questioning and brings it to life. And very easy to do. So that was it in a nutshell. Are there any questions?
Well, can we ask a question about something other than this, or
on
is
anything
it
you
on
like.
on the subject?
Ed, you can ask anything you like. You know me, I'm always happy to answer.
Okay, I'm just wondering, well, I'd like to know how to set up a, what do you call it, a website. Can you tell us how to do that?
Next week, you will learn how to make your own website.
That's great. Thank you.
Let's do that. Google Sites. I will show you how to make a free website. You see, the one thing you need to know about websites is that you can have a website, and then you can have a website that is hosted on a domain. So what is the difference? A website is just a web page, and I can share the link. It could be a long, long name, or I could have www.edcats.com. So now if you want a domain name like edcats.com, you've got to then pay for that. So that might cost you 75 rand a year if you are buying that renting that domain per year, because you pay an annual fee to have a domain. Or maybe you want edcats.co.za. Maybe that's your own domain. And then once you've done that, you then have to find someone that has got space on their server that is hosting websites, and you're going to pay them per month for the space on their server to host your website. And whenever someone types in edcats.co.za, it will take them to that person's server and your website will pop up. But if you just want to create a website, and it doesn't matter about the actual URL, the thing that you have to type in, it might be www.googlesites.com/edcats. Then if you are okay with that being your website address, then it's fine. Because if you share that link with people, if they click on it, it'll take them to the website anyway. And if that is what you're looking for, you can create a website in 5 minutes on Google Sites, and it's absolutely free, very easy to do. If you want to do something a little bit more professional, what I have seen happen is people have created a website on Google Sites. They've then paid for space on a server at a cost of 75 to 100 Rand a month, depending on what it is that they're doing. And then they can point their Google site to that server, which means that when you type in edcats.co.za, then it'll actually take your Google site and open it up on that server. So you can literally be the editor of your own site. You can update it at any time just by dragging and dropping and clicking and adding and things. And when I show you this, you're going to go, is it that easy? Really? So they've made it very simple to create a basic website. But whether or not you're going to store it. So for example, let me show you what I mean. If I go to my website, let's go to share screen. Let's go over here. If I go to livingmaths.com, there we go. Livingmaths.com is being hosted on a server. You'll see there's a little lock next to livingmaths.com. That means it's securely, it's a secure server. You'll see I've got all these little options over here. And if you scroll down, there are a few options over here, things that are going on, easy to see, blah, 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 blah. Sign up for our newsletter over there. All these things are, you can do this all in Google Sites. You don't have to have a fancy website design program to do this. The problem is that once I've designed this, if I now want to share this on livingmaths.com, I then have to upload it onto livingmaths.com, and then I'm able to edit it. I can then take this out, change the Maths Olympiad to Mathematics Olympiad. I can change the parties and events to parties, events, and bingo. So I can edit it all on my webpage, and you can do all of that with Google Sites as well. So when I show you how to do it, you're going to go, well, that's actually quite easy. And a lot of people will, like teachers, will get the kids to create a web page about a book. So they'll have home, it'll be the name of the book. Chapter 1, a description of what happened in chapter 1. Chapter 2, so they would have on the menu all the chapters, and then they would have pictures and they would type in things on, and they would share the link to that website to the teacher. Some people are even putting their CVs as a website. And when they go up to someone, and instead of giving them a piece of paper, they hand them www.edcats.com. And the person types it in, and there is their CV. And they go, wow, look at that. I can see video clips of what Ed is doing. He's running a workshop. I see him, he's written several books. So I can see a library picture with his books in it. So that to me is far more alive than a piece of paper with your CV on it. You can imagine if I was a person, a recruitment agent, and I saw your living CV online, I'd be like, wow, that's very impressive. I did not pick that up from a piece of paper. So some people are using websites for a range of different tools. And next week, we will certainly do that. And you will be an expert at designing your own website in no time at all. Any other questions? And you see, this is what I like. When you throw these things at me, you give me ideas for next week. Happy to do that. No other questions?
Sorry, Steve, I've been on and off the phone. I haven't been able to.
Well, I
just want to ask you one thing. That Kahoot I have tried before, but the free one is only 10 up to 10 people.
No. You can do up to 100 people.
On the free one?
Yeah.
Okay, because I was on one the other day and we got a message to say that there were more than 10 people and you had to pay.
Ah, did you sign up as a teacher?
No.
So sign up as a teacher. Then if you go for the free teacher account, then you will get 100 people. If you're just doing free quiz without the teacher part, then I think they only give you 10 because they want to encourage you to pay.
Okay. All right.
Just create a new one. Just create a new one and sign as a teacher.
Yeah, we will look at it. I think it's really a great way. We do a quiz every second week, and it's a different way we can do it. So that's great.
It'll be a no-brainer. Once people have played it the first time, then the next week, they're not even going to ask you to, how do I sign in? They're going to go, what's the PIN code? They can't wait to sign in. And it's very, very simple. You saw how easy it is to create quizzes. It's very, very simple.
Great. Okay. Thank
All
you.
right. So that was our lesson in a nutshell. Next week, we're going to learn how to download files. Maybe some of the stuff you'll pretend you didn't hear it from me. Just, from a copyright point of view, of course, I'm going to point out that these things are for your own private use. And I'll also show you how to create a website as well. All right. So
Thank you so much.
Recording there.